This week, we're taking you back into the world of a clown.
Yeah.
Because in horror, there is nothing more satisfying than a fucked up clown.
That's
getting
true.
into some shit.
It actually makes me think of a little joke. Do you want to hear the joke?
Bring it.
What's black and white and red all over?
Tell me.
It's art. The clown covered in blood.
Okay.
Come on.
Well,
I'm a funny person.
Well, you are.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing we have the red light in here because you have the appropriate sinister ambiance for that look that you're giving me.
We really, we nailed it for the ambient light on this episode.
Yeah. Well, I went purple, green.
You went green, and I was like, let's do red for gore.
You know.
Listen, it's been a while since we did a horror, did a gore fest, did a slasher.
So we dove into something that we had seen before and enjoyed, and that's where we're going.
It scratched my blood itch.
Yes, and I had said halfway through watching this, I had forgotten how much fun this movie is.
So fun.
Lessons and everything aside, for a horror film, this thing is so much fun. It's not a comedy.
Yeah.
Not funny. It's fun.
You know what's really great? When we're going to start this, Lily will usually ask if she can stay and watch the movie with us when we're watching something.
Without fail.
Most of the time it's no. Occasionally it's yes. Mm-hmm. This one, she was like, there's a clown in it. And we're like, yeah. And she was like, bye.
Yep.
I'm out.
She doesn't like clowns, period. Oh, man. So, well, we have some good things that we cover at the end of the film bit, and some great lessons I think you're going to want to hear, folks. Important ones.
Let's do it.
All right. We're off.
Hey there, B-Siders. Welcome to Bravo for the B-Side. I am one half of your podcasting hosts. My name is Danny.
And I am the other half, presumably. This is Jim.
And we went back to horror. We went back to horror for this one.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm for it. There's so much gore and guts and clowning around.
Well, do we want to say why we did this?
Sure.
You remember?
No.
Well, it was because of you.
I know.
Yeah. Well, so as usual, we have an infinite list of stuff that we could cover. And we have been doing, this is going to be many weeks out from this recording, that this is because we are planning for vacation. So we have done like 5 episodes. And we've got a couple more. I mean, we're just cramming all these episodes in. But anyway, we've done a lot of interviews that are being broken up. And you were in the mood for a real horror.
Yeah.
Like full on, not spooky, not suspenseful, just splat, crunch, screaming, terror.
Blood. Yeah. It's been a while since we have gone like full throttle on the horror gear.
It has. Yeah, it has. I think Eat Locals was a, comedy horror, and it had some good moments in it, but it wasn't supposed to be full on.
Absentia was like creepy horror, but there wasn't really, any guts or blood or viscera. God, I love me some viscera.
And you got it.
You did.
Yeah. Well, we love this movie.
Yeah.
So we went back to something that we have seen and is certainly worthwhile.
Definitely.
To do an episode on, because there's a lot in here.
It's gruesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of good lessons too.
Well, yeah. I guess, yeah, that's why we do this.
This comes close to the Japanese horror that we have a big list of movie, that
we
we've
can
watched.
Never cover because they're subtitled.
Right, Machine Gun Girl and just all this stuff. And that's really all they are. There's not a whole lot of story. It's just, ridiculous levels of blood. Like 400 PSI getting squirted out of a hose blood. And, sometimes the heart wants what it wants.
It's true. Well,
yeah, it's hard to say what to talk about because the timelines are all messed up. These are all out of order. By the time this airs, we'll be back from vacation.
Hey.
But planning that, getting it ready.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Got our sand scoopers.
Yeah, our super. I know, the very exciting metal detecting news.
Yeah.
We got sand scoopers.
Oh, but these
at the beach.
These bad boys, like you said, could be murder weapons.
Yeah.
These are solid, heavy, which makes me nervous buying this stuff on Amazon. Because looking at a lot of stuff, you get close up and you can just see. I mean, a lot of it looks like an 8th grade shop class.
Yeah.
Put some of this together, and the welds are terrible. It's this janky looking metal. They're about the size of soda cans. Mm-hmm. We've got one. If you hit them in the neck in the right place on this, not only can you take the head off, but you can sift
the brain out.
Yeah, you can sift everything out of there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, these bad boys are not going to break.
No.
They're made for stomping into the ground and bringing up that treasure.
I'd be more worried about a wooden handle breaking than the scoop itself.
Yeah, we're going to get some sturdy wooden handles.
Good
worry
handles.
Worry not.
I worry.
Oh, my God. Anyway, so, yeah, we have a movie here. I think I could maybe talk about it. Are we ready to talk about it?
Yeah,
Say what it is?
Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, we're ready.
Okay. Always good to know. All right. This week, we have gone back to revisit, for your enjoyment, Terrifier.
And for my enjoyment.
And for your enjoyment.
Yeah, thanks.
Primarily. Way to make the audience feel front and center.
I did this for you, the listener.
Yeah, you did. Okay. So The Terrifier is from 2016, written and directed by Damien Leone, starring Jenna Cannell, Samantha Scafidi, David Howard Thornton. No rating, but clearly rated R.
Definitely an R.
R. In fact, there is one scene. I wonder if this might not have. I don't know what the
like NC-17.
Well, I mean, if you're going by MPAA ratings, it would be a rated X. Is there's a line you go from R to X.
What's the difference?
Difference is different kinds of gore.
Oh,
like torture porn.
Sure.
Stuff in a horror movie. A lot of movies back in the 70s and 80s got an X rating, and they had to edit some stuff out, like take out whole scenes. It's like you could take an hour's worth of horror out if you have that one scene. They're not going to relent. So yeah, this is it's pretty fucking in your face. And it should be, because it had an $800,000 estimated budget.
That's a pretty chunk of change for a horror film.
It is, and holy shit does it show.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. So the plot of this bad boy is, on Halloween night, Tara Hayes finds herself as the obsession of a sadistic murderer known as dun, 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 Art the Clown. Art the Clown.
Yeah.
And as many of you may know, or may not, depending on how
people
many
might not be familiar with Art the Clown.
That is right, because we've had that discussion in interviews. There's so much stuff out there; it's hard to find. Mm-hmm. Even things like this gets under the radar for folks. But this is a return for Art the Clown, as he was previously used by the same director in the film All Hallows Eve. And we loved that one.
Yeah,
because
it's fun.
Because Art made it. Holy shit. And folks, if you don't know what All Hallows Eve is, check that bad boy out as well. It's one of those. You've got a babysitter, got some kids, and you got a videotape that has some really hanky shit on it.
Yes.
And it brings Art the Clown into this poor babysitter's world. Yeah.
I can't help but think that, Damien did All Hallows Eve and was like, man, this Art character, he's just too good to leave alone.
You know what I need? I need more Art.
More Art.
The Clown.
Yeah, not Art generally.
Just, Art the Clown.
Art the Clown.
That Christopher Walken bit. The cowbells.
Yeah.
I've got a fever. And the only cure is more Art the Clown.
That's right.
Okay. Why don't you bring us into this movie?
Okay.
Right.
So we start looking at a very small TV where a woman is talking to the survivor of a massacre. And it's very staticky, this TV. So it takes a little while to come in. But this survivor, her face is mangled all the fuck.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It is barely recognizable as a face, even.
Right.
And the attacker was Art the Clown. And they're discussing this massacre that happened, and his body disappeared, supposedly. And then we see a foot kicking in the TV, and it's Art's foot.
Yeah, it is.
And over the credits, he's putting on his costume. Obviously, he's not dead, complete with his itty bitty bowler hat, which is my favorite part of his costume.
I thought it was an itty bitty top hat.
No, it's a little bowler hat.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Google it. Look him up. Look up Art. It's a little.
I just watched it. I just thought it looked more like a little top hat.
It's a fist-sized bowler hat.
I love that fucking
hat. And he's putting on his makeup, which is just radical.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting together his murder bag, assembling various murder tools, which he's sticking in a garbage bag, and he throws it over his shoulder like hobo style and stalks off screen.
Yeah. If I could, during these opening credit sequences with him putting his makeup on, folks, you makeup aside, you can see there's something fucking wrong with this guy.
Oh, he has, yeah.
I mean, oh man, the teeth, the face shape, the makeup is just like, woo, the cherry on top of an already primordially fucked face.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of facial prosthetics going on.
Yeah, and
there's the guy who plays Art the Clown is really gaunt.
He is really gaunt. I've seen his pictures, and he was perfect for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the non Terrifier look, the face underneath, there's something about him that's not normal. And I don't mean just woo, funky looking dude, but you kind of oh. What is this?
He's excellent.
Yeah.
So now we see that interviewing woman in the green room, and she's fiddling with her makeup, and she's talking on the phone about the survivor of the massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, oh, this will give me a boost in ratings. Evidently, at the end of the interview, the survivor came at her over the table. Her name is Monica. So behind her, the wardrobe rack is moving a little bit. She hears the sound. She gets up. She starts looking through. And it's funny because it's setting up for a jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We all know this.
Right.
And you kind of expect something to be behind the clothes. So she's looking through the clothes, and then the faceless woman comes up from behind her.
Yeah.
fresh take, and attacks her, poking her eyes out and just, oh man.
Not poking. Poking.
Gouging.
Yeah, poking is mundane. Ripping.
Yeah.
Not just the eyeballs, but all the flesh around the eye socket. And they show her quick, it's torn.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's sweet.
It's so gory. I love it. So Now we're with two women who are like drunk, walking and talking. They're in costumes. They're arguing about driving, whether they should drive. And we see Art kind of walking up in the distance.
Yeah.
So the blonde, whose name is Dee, she's lit. And the brunette doesn't want her to drive. So the brunette says, well, if we get something to eat, I'll be fine. And Dee just starts like shouting and flirting at Art as he's walking by. And he just stares at them for a little while.
Well, I think her nickname is Dee. They call her Dee for the first letter in her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think her name is like Dawn or something. But I just call her Dee throughout this because that's what they started with. That's what I ended it with.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, usually at this point, nobody has a name.
It's true. We got it right out of the gate. I got Monica. I got Dee. So then when they look away, Art has vanished. And the brunette is like freaked out. And so she drags her place to a pizza place. Drags her friend to the pizza place.
Yeah.
Her place?
Nice.
Woo, this is going to be a good one. So inside the pizza place.
We've been doing this a long time.
I'm on top of my word game.
We know what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah. Inside the pizza place, we see that the brunette's phone is dying. It's like basically dead. And so she kind of like is like, oh, well, I can't use this anymore. This is a setup that's typical in many horror films.
Yeah, it's essential these days.
Yeah.
To show something running out of battery.
Yeah.
Because it is just such a ubiquitous piece of daily equipment,
Yeah. And I mean, it's like pretty late. They've been out all night. It wouldn't surprise me that her phone is dying.
Right. Especially from a party, you think pictures and
Yeah. So inside the pizza place walks Art, and the brunette just like clocks him as he comes in, with her eyeballs. And there's some eye contact, and he sits in a booth across from them. And the brunette's just staring at him, and he's making all of these faces at her.
Yep.
These wild faces. And every time Dee looks over, he's just like deadpan.
Yeah, the stoic deadpan, like.
But still staring.
Yeah.
And again, the brunette is freaked. And Dee is trying to like put her at ease. So she goes over with her phone and she's like, can I take a selfie with you? And like sits in his lap and like.
And his face doesn't change.
Right.
Right. But yeah, she gets right up on there and he's just.
Right. And starts taking selfies. And the whole time he's just like staring at the brunette. So Dee goes back over to the table. He gets up, takes a coin off of a nearby table. There's like a tip on the table. And goes to a little coin machine and gets a ring out of it. He brings it to the brunette, puts it on her finger in this whole little like chivalrous show. And then walks to the back of the store. And at this point, the pizza shop owner, I guess he owns the pizza too. But
I own the store, but nothing in it.
That's my pizza. He comes with their za, and he is like, is that guy bothering you? Don't worry, I'll take care of him. So, yeah.
Yeah. So he says something to Art. Because he comes out to get what they want, ask what they want, and then goes in the back. And when he's up there, he gives Art some shit.
Right.
Like, you gonna order, buddy? You gonna order, buddy? Art doesn't even look at him. He just keeps staring at the brunette with that face. And he's like, oh, fuck this. It's gonna be one of those nights. And he goes in back. Art gets up and heads to the back at one point.
Right.
Yeah. And then he brings it out. And then he goes into the back and you hear him, Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And he's throwing Art out, dragging him from the back restroom, throws him out, grabs his kill bag, throws it out after him. And then Art just stays there making faces at him through the window.
Mm-hmm.
And then he waves to the dark-haired woman, the brunette. So now, after all this, the ladies are walking back to their car. And Dee is Dawn. So I'm going to call her Dawn.
That's fine.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how I meld into it. At first, I thought she was supposed to be like a sexy scarecrow.
Yeah, she is. She's a sexy scarecrow.
But then, I waffled a bit.
Skeleton.
Remember the first time we saw this, I waffled a bit, thinking, well, maybe it's a barmaid. But it is a scarecrow. So anyway, they get to the car.
It's too sexy to tell conclusively on a first watch.
I say sexy scarecrow because scarecrows don't look like this. Right? They don't have, it looks like a barmaid's outfit.
Yeah, but there's like straw coming out the neck and arms.
Well, I don't know what her personal grooming habits are. I mean,
do you think women stuff straw in their clothing?
I would be willing to bet $1,000 somewhere on planet Earth there is one, at least.
There's gonna be now.
There's one of every kind. Where do you think these ideas for these movies come from?
I know. I was gonna make a joke about how I'm gonna start doing it now, but I'm not gonna because straw is itchy.
Well, this is going to derail this whole thing. We're going to end up having an 1.5 hour long discussion about how no, that can't happen. It can't. Just can't. Anyway, besides, I have hay fever, so that would be radically uncool.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, back to the movie. They get back to the car, and the tire is flat. Dawn doesn't have a spare.
And she's like, it's on the car.
Yeah. So I guess technically she does have a spare. It's in use. Dark-haired woman then grabs Dawn's phone and calls her sister. Now, back at the pizza joint, an employee is in the restroom cleaning up the mess that Art left behind. There is piss and shit everywhere.
It's gross.
I mean, everywhere. And he even wrote his name in shit on the wall.
Yes.
Art. So, back outside, the dark-haired woman, who we learn her name is Tara, is on the phone with her sister, Vicky. Vicky is complaining she has to study for a test. And then in bursts Vicky's roommate with a date. They just like plop next to her on the bed. She's sitting in a little chair. And they start making out and going at it. So she decides to go pick up her sister and her friend. While sitting in Dawn's car, Tara keeps looking out of the back window. And she's wondering if Art caused the flat tire. Of course, Dawn thinks it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back at the pizza place, the employee, this poor guy, Jesus. And here's the thing. Anyone who's ever had a job in one of these places in New York City, if you haven't cleaned shit off the wall, you haven't been there long enough. Like, this must be day one. This is some radically nasty stuff that happens in big city pizzerias. So he's finished. He comes out and he calls for the owner, says he's done. He doesn't get anything back. So he starts walking around. And then he sees the owner's head sitting on a fucking stove. And it's cut up like a pumpkin and the flame is lit. And there's
like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. And like there's fire. You can see it behind his eye sockets. And then there's fire coming out of the nose.
So the flame is CGI.
Yeah.
But this is such a fun effect.
Yes.
I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about audio podcasts. You can't really look at this.
I know.
That's why you got to see this, folks, because it's good.
We could try to paint you a picture with our words.
I think we just did. Yeah. His eyes are missing. You can see the light in, the back of the head and the flame coming out the face, which I think it was a brilliant move doing it CGI.
Yes.
Because it just keeps going and going and going and going. If it were practical, obviously the silicone's going to burn. Even if you put gel on it, you can only do it for so long before things start happening.
Yeah, they probably had to do it CGI for safety reasons.
That too. Anyway, the employee tries to go grab for the phone. And of course, Art pops up and cuts half of his hand off. I love these things. There's so many different movies where they don't just cut the fingers off. They cut just below the knuckles. So all 4 fingers are there with like a bridge of like hand holding them together. Like when they did that in Vikings.
Yeah.
When the one guy pulls his head back and the axeman cuts off the guards. Like Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't know. It's creepy, but it's cool. Cool. I love it. And then he promptly starts to stab him in the face.
Repeatedly.
And you know what? That undersells it.
It is.
To say that he stabs him in the face.
So here's the thing. In a lot of horror movies, and historically in a lot of horror movies, when they do stabbing and cutting off limbs and stuff, it's like pretty clean.
Yeah.
It's a hand or an arm or a head or, if you think of the body as like the Da Vinci's, Vitruvian Man.
Yeah.
Each different bit.
Well, they pick points of articulation.
Right.
To sever.
Yeah.
Wrist for the whole hand. And
so when you see something that doesn't affect a point of articulation in the body, which, by the way, there's a reason they do that, because it's a lot easier to target a point of articulation because you can fake it being off a lot easier. It's easier to cut off a finger than to cut off half a finger.
Or to pull the sleeve up over the hand.
Right.
That has a plastic bloody stump over, they're holding on to.
Yeah.
Sticking out of the sleeve.
And I will never knock a horror movie for doing that, because it's, that's the, quick and dirty way to do it.
Right. And especially when you have independent, low budget films, they're not going to have the CGI.
Right.
Powerhouse.
So when a movie breaks that mold, and this isn't the only one to do it, but when a movie does that, it's so unsettling.
It is.
Like the partial hand and then stabbing in the face.
Yeah, this stab hits him below the upper corner of the cheekbone.
Right.
And you see it go in. Right. And it's not like a side view where the knife comes down and he's obviously stabbing next to the head and it looks like it's going in the face. No, this is right in there. And then we cut to Dawn, right after that first thing. And Dawn is going on about how useless and stupid art is. I can't remember what her rambling thing of.
Well, I think because Tara's all freaked out about it, and she was like, "That guy's just."
That's what. Yeah, she's just giving all the cut. He just probably does this and that.
Yeah,
this and that.
She's cutting him down.
Yeah, and while she's doing that, we have cutscenes of him just fucking going at this employee's face. Yeah. I mean, you think that first stab was like, whoa, that's impressive. He's just it reminded me of when we were playing D&D and you guys had finally downed a hardened opponent.
Yeah.
And all three of you, simultaneously, I'm just going to keep stabbing. So
weren't none of us done with that one.
I'm envisioning this good family role-playing game. Three of you just...
Yeah.
And that's what Art is doing to this guy. He's stabbing the bad guy. Don't you come back to life. Oh my God. And there's just blood and shit going everywhere. So then we cut back and Tara needs to pee. They see a janitor, and he's actually a pest control guy. But I'm going to call him janitor because it's his fault for wearing a janitor's outfit.
Well, he's wearing a coverall.
Yeah, it's a coverall, but it should have been Bob's Pest Control on the back to kind of give us a clue. But they just stuck him in a coverall. So anyway, so his name is now Janitor.
That's fine. I called him Bomb Guy. So
okay.
I don't.
So he comes out of a nearby building. So Tara gets out, runs up to him, and asks if she can use the bathroom. He says he can't let anyone in. She begs and begs. He caves and lets her in. He leads her to the bathroom. And he's saying that he's just about ready to let off a rat bomb in the place. Now, this building, it's one of those that looks like, as we go through the different rooms and stuff, like it's in use, but what a fucking mess this is.
Look, I don't know if an extermination bomb of any kind is going to help this building. I think the whole thing just needs to be leveled.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nasty. She's in that bathroom and I thought, you know what? I would walk outside and just piss myself rather than be in there because it is foul.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, he announces that he's going to let off a rat bomb.
Mm-hmm. So he just kind of leaves her at the bathroom because she's like, I can find my way out. And I wrote, looking at this bathroom, I would hard pass. Just hold it in.
Mm-hmm.
He in the road. literally anything but this bathroom. I would rather just like pop a squat outside the bathroom and pee on the floor rather than go in and sit on this toilet.
Well, like I said, I would just like, you know what? I'm comfortable with myself. I can get through life knowing that I deliberately pissed my pants as a choice.
So Dee outside is listening. Should I call her Dawn for confusion's sake?
I'll call her Dee. You can call her Dee. I'll make the switch. It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, Scarecrow Girl is listening to the radio in the car while she waits. And the radio people are talking about the murders at the pizzeria, and they like name the pizzeria. And that kind of gets her attention. She's like, what?
Yeah.
And they describe Art as the perpetrator. It's like long, tall, long guy. I'm really nailing it tonight. Tall guy, clown makeup, black and white suit. And she's like, I know that guy. And I think she actually looks at her phone at this point.
Yeah, she's looking at the selfie.
To confirm. And I loved this little bit because when she was taking the selfies with him, he was not he didn't make a face.
Mm-hmm.
But in the selfie, he's smiling at her.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fucking creepy. Ugh. 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 So the car door opens and she's like, oh my God, Tara, you wouldn't believe, what I just heard. And she looks over and it's Art, not Tara.
Nope.
And he's giving her a big old grin.
And he all of a sudden, that bursts into that grin. It's like, oh my God.
He's so expressive. He's so, so expressive. It's wonderful. So Dee screams, and then we're back in the building, and the janitor guy is putting on his headphones when he gets to work, blasting some, rock music as I don't know what it is he's doing. He's got like chemical jugs.
Yeah, that's not how you do rats.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's like, anyway, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's irrelevant to the story.
No, he's busy doing whatever it is that he's doing.
Charlie work.
Yeah. We've been watching a lot of Sunny lately. So, down in the basement or whatever it is, Tara hears what sounds like a baby or maybe a cat and decides to check it out. So why she didn't bolt out there immediately after using the bathroom baffles me, but here we are. So she's looking around and she actually backs into this like deranged homeless woman who's holding a baby doll. And the woman seems like harmless and sad, crazy, but like not dangerous,
Yeah. Just a sad story.
Well,
somewhere
I called her the sad lady in my notes.
I think I called her a weird woman.
But because I felt bad calling her the crazy woman because I was like, that's not all. She's just sad. So she's the sad lady. She's very attached to this baby doll. She calls it Emily. And she seems to believe that it's her real child. So Tara makes a hasty exit after meeting this woman and goes to the front of the building, and she runs right into Art, who's just coming in.
Yeah.
And he is surprised to see her.
Yes.
And she is surprised to see him. So they have a little bit of a moment. And his miming, his interactions and his miming are just gold.
Yes.
It's like the whole reason that I love this movie so much is because of him.
That's going to be one of the talking points at the end of this.
So after a second, he comes at her and she runs and she ends up hiding in this like garage of this weird building. I don't really know what this building is for, but it happens to have a lot of just really perfect horror movie sets.
It is. It's like it's like a custom built Lego horror building.
It's fabulous.
Every room is tailored to something that is just
creepy and horrifying.
Yeah, and I want to say this, and I don't want it to sound negative, but it's every trope room I think we've seen in just about every horror.
Yeah.
Every ambiance, every kind of look And it's not a negative thing.
No.
It's pretty awesome.
It is. I mean, I have no idea what this building was supposed to be for, but I don't care.
Right.
Anyway, so she's in the like garage. There's cars and stuff. And while stalking her, I made a note to do this. He runs his scalpel, because he's carrying just a tiny little medical scalpel.
Yeah.
He runs it across the glass window of one of the cars. And it's just like, he's so creepy.
Yeah. And I hate that sound.
Oh, I hate it too.
Yep. So when Quint in Jaws slams his hand on that chalkboard and rails it down, of course I was a kid, but I was one of those in the theater. That was worse than anything else that movie threw at me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to die. I hate that. Ooh, just thinking about it.
Gives you goosebumps.
Gave me spine shivers.
I love it in this movie, though. I hate the sound, but I'm like, ooh. And I like feeling like that when I'm watching horror movies. So,
oh yeah.
They're doing this kind of cat and mouse thing in the garage for a while. And then Tara is kind of like looking around. She suddenly cries out, and we see that Art is like kind of crawling on the floor behind her, and he's stuck his blade into her ankle.
Yes.
And then he stabs her in the leg a couple of times and pins her down. She grabs the scalpel, manages to stab him in the side.
Yeah.
And scrambles away. So her sister Vicky, meanwhile, is driving on the way to pick up the girls. And she hears on the radio in her car about the murders. And she's like, oh my God. She's exasperated about it. And I'm like, well, I guess it seems cliche, a clown murdering people on Halloween.
Yeah.
So she, like, I guess the point of this is so that we know that she's heard about this.
Right.
Back to Tara, who's stuck in this building. She tries to like go the front door, and it's chained up now. Maybe Bomb Guy did that. Who knows?
I think Art did.
Possibly, but he was like cat and mouse stalking her the whole time.
Yeah.
He's a little supernaturally.
Here's what I'd like to say about Art. Art is the preeminent man about town.
Yeah.
He can be here. He can be there.
That's right.
We're not talking like, Jason walking casually and then showing up 6 blocks ahead of someone he's after, because they're in a full sprint.
Yeah.
But, Art is like in and out.
He's exceptional about time management.
He is.
Yeah.
He gets it done.
Mm-hmm. So she runs up the stairs to try and find the janitor, Bomb Guy. And just as she's doing the whole, he's at the end of the hall with his headphones, and she's down, we see her, and she's like, hey, help. And just at the moment that he turns around, of course, like just before that, Art grabs her and he sticks her with something. He's got his needle. He sticks her with something.
Injects her with something, yep.
Some drugs, knocking her out. She wakes up tied to a chair, and Art is next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got his murder bag.
Yeah.
All his tools.
Yeah.
And he's pulling them out. He does some, he fucks with her a little bit with a couple of things, like an axe and a hammer and stuff.
Yep.
I can't properly describe this clown's acting. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
So what this reminded me of was Burlap in Redwood Massacre and Redwood Massacre Annihilation. His just nonchalant, because he had the same thing. He had all his tools laid out.
Yeah.
And like in Redwood Massacre, he's like, wait, let's see what this does.
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay, let's see what this does. And then on a couple of them, tries different things. But in like Annihilation, when he's got one of the missing campers from there laid out, I love it with the saw. Should I cut you here?
Right.
Just and it's all silent. And unlike Art, he has to do it behind that fucking mask.
Right.
Right. But just the way Ben did that, should I do this? Should I do this? What do you think about right here? I think about And it's that same playfulness Art had. And I think that, I don't know how much of that is written into the script or like in the actions and stuff, or how much of that the director put out as compared to these actors emulating this.
Well, I did.
It's wonderful.
I did read that the gentleman who plays Art is a professional mime. He brings many years of miming experience to the table.
Right.
And I think that he definitely pulls that in to his performance here.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Was it him, or was he told to do that? You know what I mean?
Sure.
In any case, this formula for a killer is top notch. This should be the next big thing.
I do. I love the nonchalant, like chill, playful killer. I love it.
That's why I hate all these fucking evil spirit things. Because they're, it's hateful, vengeful if it was wronged, or it's just evil. Blah, 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 blah,
That's my favorite, is just bad for the sake of bad.
Yeah.
Like, because it's fun.
Yeah, and bad doesn't mean you have to have like a gruff attitude. Because Art clearly is in a good place in his head.
He loves what he does.
He certainly does. He's like, this is the only way to spend the day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, speaking of sawing, Art pulls out a hacksaw, and Tara, of course, goes apeshit.
Yeah.
So he gets up and he holds it to her throat, and she freezes, which understandably is the thing to do. If you're going to be starting thrashing around with a hacksaw to your neck, doesn't matter what they had in mind, you're going to do yourself in. So anyway, he goes over to this hanging tarp with the hacksaw in hand. And it's a tarp in front of her.
Yeah.
He pulls down the tarp. It's Dee, buck naked and hanging upside down by her ankles.
Yeah.
And then, got a little itch on my head here.
It's okay.
I'm just pausing for effect. Because in the movie, you don't get this pause. He just starts fucking sawing her in half. Like that. Just enough time for Tara to scream. She's like, oh my God, in her head, it's dawn. And he just, all right, we're on a schedule here.
Vertically.
Brings that saw down between her legs and starts cutting through the groin. And there is blood. And there is screaming like few movies have.
Because Dawn's still alive.
Yes, she is. And there's even a shot of him cutting through her pussy and ass. I mean,
from like the back.
Yeah. Because, genitalia is an X rating.
It was mostly crack. Like it was mostly butt.
Well, it was from the other side. Yeah. From her butt. But there is nothing left to the imagination. We have seen movies. Some of the Hostel sequels have done this, where it's just the sounds. Right. And it's not the actual. No, we're there for it. We see him cutting her in half. He makes it down to her chest. And then just as he starts cutting through where the rib cage is, obviously he gets to the heart and she stops screaming. She's gone. And then he finishes cutting. I wrote through her head, but cutting into her head.
Almost through.
And it's like from the top of her head, I would say maybe 4 inches.
Right.
Right. And then, oh my God. Doing this, his expressions are priceless. They are, I don't even know how to say it. It makes you laugh. It makes it more horrible all at the same time. And here's the thing. They pull back and you can see that body.
Yeah. So this is a big budget prosthesis.
Yes.
Up in here.
Yep. It's a full cast, full anatomically correct, and I mean very well detailed.
Yeah.
Body that is in a V shape. With the joining part of the top of the head and then each half of the body going up to each leg. Jesus. The first time we watched this, we were like, whoa.
Right?
What just happened?
I know.
Anyway. So, while this is all going on, Tara manages to break the arms off of the chair and get free. She grabs a weapon, runs up and stabs Art and then runs off.
Fool.
Right?
I'm sorry. I couldn't help but think that every time she did this.
I know, every time I see it, I'm like, I think you had plenty of time to go at him like he went at that pizza employee's face. just let's take care of this shit here and now.
You fool.
Well, because she's still probably got something in her body from the drugs. She's been stabbed and cut in the ankle and lower leg, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can get up there, so little survival tip, folks.
Finish the job.
So anyway, of course, Art's not far behind. And he has chosen a handy, large kitchen knife. It's not sexy, but it's efficient. Tara emerges behind him and whacks him with a board as he's looking for her. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But again, don't stop swinging. She pounds him a few times and then shouts at him, goading him to get back up. He gets halfway up. She goes towards him. He pulls a gun and shoots her in the leg. That was unexpected.
Shocking.
It really was. This was like a jump scare in the middle of a scare. And it wasn't that it was scary. It was just startling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're finally thinking, oh, well, she's, fucking around a bit, but maybe she's actually going to follow through. And
the other kind of shocking thing about this is Art's face when he pulls out the gun. Because he's just done.
He is.
Like, there's no joy in his face when he pulls out the gun and shoots her.
No.
He's had it up to here.
Yeah. You know what? And if we could see Ben's face under the mask in Redwood Massacre, when he gets that shoulder slump, like these fucking kids, every time, interruptions. It's not going my way. So yeah, he just looks like, and then bam. And then we see what did you call her?
Sad woman.
The sad woman. I called her weird woman.
That's fine.
Rocking her baby doll as we hear Tara screaming in the background. And then we see Tara crawling. Art shoots her in the side, and then he puts the gun to her face. So we cut to him. He pulls the trigger. We cut to the weird woman who hears the gunshot. And we cut back to Tara. She's alive, but she has a bullet hole in her cheek.
But she's not long for...
Well, I mean, she could still live through that.
Sure.
Right? But see, here's the problem. Art is out of bullets.
Yeah.
And he makes a very pissed off face and walks off with that same burlap. God,
Well, he's not having fun.
No, this is now work.
Right.
This is, and now it's weird to say this.
Ooh.
You okay?
Yeah, I hit the little drawer here. I was adjusting my seating arrangement.
We are talking about a killer.
Yeah.
But I kind of get those days.
Oh my God.
When you just want the simplest of things to just go from one end to the other, but it's always the next little thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one more little interruption. One more little thing goes wrong. So not that I have gone on a serial killer spree with a variety of tools and clown makeup or burlap masks or, William Shatner masks and jumpsuits. But I do understand the frustration, and I love when I see it. It's one of those things like, see, even killers can have a rough day. Oh, and in a horror movie, I just think that's great. So anyway, after all this has gone on outside, Vicky pulls up to the building. Inside, Art's back at his bag looking for more bullets. And then we cut back and forth. Vicky's knocking on the door. Art finds a new clip, puts it in. He has a look of satisfaction. Dee's phone starts to ring. And then there's a text. There's a text from Vicky saying she's outside. Now, Art sees this.
Yes.
Right? So outside, Vicky notices Dee's scarecrow hat by the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets a text saying, Tara is sick, come around to the back. And it's from Dee's number.
Right.
Right? That's how it shows up on her phone. So inside, Art takes a selfie with Dee's phone of him next to sawed in half Dee. Fucking crazy.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
Awful.
I know.
Hilarious.
Yes. Then Art returns to Tara and just simply shoots her in the forehead. Yeah. I mean, that's another one, right? This isn't like a torture. He just like I got something else I'm going to be doing here. You're done.
Yeah.
Right? I'm done reading this book. Then he shoots her several more times. Like after shooting her in the head, he's just like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, fuck me.
Well, this is the point in the movie, not to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
But if anybody in this movie stood a chance of being the last girl standing, I thought it was Tara.
Right? She fit the
mold of last girl standing.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Everything ticked the box for, she's the one.
Right.
She's not the one who's getting her tits out. She's not trying to act all sexy. She's the sensible, reasonable.
Right.
You know, we can't drive drunk. We gotta do this, get some food in you, and overly cautious and all that. But nope.
Yeah, she ticked the boxes. But no, now she's dead. And this movie is like halfway through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. This is like, oh, no.
So this is the point at which the first time we watched this movie, I was like, maybe there's no one left standing.
Yeah. You know?
Dang. We just lost our main protagonist.
Well, in All Hallows Eve, it was an endpoint murder.
Yeah.
Even the kids. Spoiler.
Whoops.
Suck it. Anyway. So yeah, it was, I mean, we were both thinking the same thing. Oh shit. This is one of those. Nobody gets out. It's Art's day out.
Well, I mean, it's the point at which in the movie you're like, okay, the main character of this movie is indeed Art.
Art the clown. Yep.
Yeah.
This is his bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So after he unloads more bullets into her, we see the weird woman off to the side watching. Art smiles and smiles and waves at her, and then she bolts.
Yeah.
Right? Which
no fool.
Right. Which shows she's still in there. She's got it. Something's ticking.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, outside, Vicky has made it around back. It's dark. I love this. It's dark. It's because it's been dark, but all of a sudden there's howling wind and it's just aptly creepy as shit.
Yes.
Right. Inside, the janitor is startled by Weird Lady and she's yelling and telling him there's a dead woman in the basement and he's killing them one by one. And then she's just rambling. The janitor is telling her to get away from him and he pushes her down and storms off, which is an appropriate reaction in every horror film.
Yeah.
And so as he's going down the stairs, he hears Vicky's voice. So he gets on the phone. Art creeps up behind him, taps him on the shoulder. He turns and Art slams him in the forehead with a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
That is one of the coolest Foley sounds ever. I mean, it was
that wet crack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And then he smashes janitor's phone once the janitor goes down. But that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Super old school.
Yeah. So we're back with the weird woman, I'm going to call sad lady. She discovers, because she runs back down to get her baby doll, Emily, and she finds that Emily is missing and decides to go looking.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Vicky walking around the building now. Somehow she's in the building, even though all the exits were blocked. I don't know how. She's looking for Tara. The sad lady finds Art in a weird pipe hallway, and he's cradling Emily in his arms. And I didn't write out this whole exchange because I found it to be the saddest exchange in the whole film.
Oh, yeah.
But she walks right up to him, asking him not to hurt the baby. She tries to appeal to his humanity.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little bit of a weird, creepy moment.
Yeah, to just sum it up, she hits these little dialogue points and, trying to reach out to him and stuff. And you see him and then she reaches out, touches his face. He leans into it.
And then she's cradling him.
Yeah.
It's, ugh. So another person has arrived at the building and he is another janitor. He's looking for the bomb guy.
I got his name.
Meanwhile.
Okay, then.
Vicky has she's inside the building and she rings Dee's phone and she's like, you guys, I'm not fucking around. This isn't funny.
Yeah. I'm going to fucking kill you.
I can hear your phone. So she hears it ringing, follows the noise, and she finds Dee's body, screams and runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have something to say?
I just, it's one of those things where it is the ultimate, this isn't a joke. And this isn't like in Halloween where they weren't really gruesomely destroyed, messed up. Right. But Mike Myers was, they'll be sitting in a chair or they'll be wearing a thing or, even like pinned to a door.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty harsh, but this, holy fuck, this should I'm surprised they didn't have her brain explode.
Well,
just paralyzed by, Jesus, what am I looking at?
Yeah. Then she hears a scream. So she goes down a stairwell. She finds Tara somehow moving under a blanket. And so she goes over and looks up and we see the sad lady who's half scalped and like her front is mangled all to hell. And then Tara sits up and it's not Tara.
Right.
It's Art. And he's wearing the scalped wig from the sad lady and also her front.
Well, Art is in his birthday suit.
Yes.
And he's put on, weird lady's front, boobs, shoulder,
like the
whole
half of her
torso skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And her hair.
And her hair.
Yeah. So Vicky runs smartly. And then we see Art sashaying up the stairs with the hair and he's like tossing it around and, like playing with his new front parts. It is wildly disturbing.
Yes, it is.
And he looks like he's just having a ball. And Vicky has hidden in a little closet cupboard thing. And again, this is one of those rooms that was made for a horror movie.
Yeah, every bit. Yeah. The staircase,
everything.
That weird pipe hallway you talked about. I called it the catacombs.
Oh, sure.
Because it's one of those weird underground.
Why is it even here?
Does it go to 12 buildings? I mean, what is the point of these things?
I don't know. So she's watching him through the keyhole. And it's so funny because Art is, she can see Art through it and he ends up walking away, but that he knows where she is because what I love about this bit is there's no question that he knows that she is in there, even though she's watching him and he seems to walk away because he stares at her directly, like through the keyhole as though he can see into that little hole.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And then, and then he's suddenly like at the keyhole, right? And she is saved.
Yeah.
By the new guy outside, the new janitor guy who's blazing his horn, trying to get the attention of the other janitor.
Right.
And Art is like, oh, what's that? And he walks toward the sound. And we see outside the new guy has found a key hidden under the doormat. So he's in it now.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in. He finds some bloody footprints on the floor. And the footprints just stop near a mop bucket. And then he trips over Emily. And then we see Art, who has taken the time to change back into his clown outfit. Between, he was in the hair and front boobs.
Yeah.
And then this guy found a key and got inside somehow. And now Art is back in his clown outfit because Art is magical.
No, Art is just simply a professional.
Art.
And he knows how to do a quick change. He's a performer.
Sure. So Art just comes out of fucking nowhere behind him. Shoves the spike through his head from the top down.
Yep.
And then cuts the head off before punting it away.
Yes.
So this guy did not last very long. And then we hear, as he punts it away, it hits something that dings.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a little ding. And that something has caught Art's attention.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, Vicky is coming out of the cabinet. So she almost pukes when she finds the wig and torso tit skin, I called it. Because,
yeah.
Again, A+ prosthetics there.
So
to do this
wrong.
stuff.
So
wrong, but yeah.
Well,
and then my favorite part.
I know. That's why I gave you this part to talk about.
You are the best. Here comes Art riding a tiny bike.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, you know what I mean. Those super tiny bikes that clowns use. I mean, it stands like 12 inches. And yeah, their knees are up past their elbows. And Art's face while he's riding this bike is pure pleasure and joy and ecstasy.
Yes.
Oh my God. He's ringing the bell and everything, going in little circles. And then he just rides off camera. Vicky creeps towards a car and then another, because all these cars that are in that room again. And then she sees the tiny bike on the ground. The wheel is still spinning.
Mm-hmm.
She sneaks into another room, finds a gas can and a lot of rats.
Here's where all the rats went.
Well, this is where all the rats went, but there's also a gas can.
Yeah.
But she leaves the can and creeps into another room. There's some kind of opening in the wall, and she's staring at it hard. And I don't know what these openings are for. I mean, these are super old buildings.
I think she was debating whether or not it might lead her to safety or something.
Right, I get that.
Or just another horrifying room.
Yeah, and I can't speak to whether it was, something to think about or to jump at, because like I said, I don't know what some of these weird openings in these buildings are, especially basement level, right? Well, anyway, that whole process becomes moot because suddenly a sheet of plastic is thrust over her face, and here's Art.
Yes.
So there's a long struggle. She manages to tear it. Art is upset. And it's fucking hilarious. Because while she's like, and, half crawling, falling away, he's staring at the bag.
Like, what?
Or the piece of plastic. Like, what the fuck went wrong here?
Like, she broke his toy.
Yeah. And then she shows up and picks up a spike and jams it into his foot. And I love it. He's all hunched over. Now, mind you, Art hasn't made a single sound.
Nope.
In this whole thing. So he's like got the silent scream, and then all of a sudden she's running off. He just gives her the finger. I mean, like a heartfelt. I love it.
It's funny because he mimes the pain. It's just like.
I know. Well, his mime training, clearly, because you talk about super expressive.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So then we find out that janitor is still alive. He's crawling on the landing. Vicky is in that catacombs, weird pipe hallway kind of stuff. Janitor hears a scream. Vicky finds Tara, face full of bullet holes, sitting up in a chair with a sign that says circus, and she's draped in lights. We see a shadow behind her. Yup, here comes Art. He starts beating her with a chain that has scissor blades and I think a scalpel too.
Yeah, it's like a flail
of sharp
scissor ends and scalpel blades.
Yeah, homemade sharp stuff.
It's a flail.
Pain toy, yes. Yeah. Oh my God. And as he's doing that, all of a sudden, bam, Art is down. Janitor has knocked him out. He helps Vicky out of the room, locks themselves in a security room, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he uses the phone, calls 911. The 911 operator is weird as shit.
Fucking useless.
Right? And for a moment, excuse me, I thought maybe we're hearing Art. Right?
Oh.
But see, this phone, if the phone's working, it would dial out. You don't usually have a phone working in the building that doesn't go out. But anyway, that didn't last long. I just was like, why is she so fucking weird? Spoiler, we never know. She's just a fucking weirdo who works for 911.
That's not a spoiler, really.
So janitor then takes Vicky out to try to get to his truck so he can take her to the emergency room. Okay. Hard pause here.
Yes.
Okay. Happens frequently in horror movies. And I know we all agree, dude, what the fuck? Stay where you're safe. You've got one point of entry. It's locked. It's a metal door. You got a bunch of shit in this room you could barricade it with. You made it out to 911. But he's like all about getting her to the hospital because he doesn't know how long she has.
Right.
And I don't remember seeing like puddles of blood every time she stands still for a second.
Well, the cuts that she got from the flail were pretty deep.
Right. But, you could like burrito wrap her in a blanket or something.
Stuff some newspaper in those holes.
Yeah. Anyway, so of course Art pops up and literally stomps this guy to death, splattering his head. I mean, he just caves the face in.
Yeah.
Concave. And he's so pleased with himself. Meanwhile, Vicky is trying to bash the lock on the chains that are holding the door shut. Art gets to her just as she breaks it. She reaches up and stabs him in the eye and runs outside. Then she goes around to the back, and I put this in all caps, goes back in.
Yeah, I was like, why?
There is nothing fucking in there. Her car is literally, when she goes out that front door, literally less than 20 feet from her. Because she parked on the street, next to her sister's friend's car.
Back in the building?
She goes fucking back in. And not just like strolls back in, right? The garage doors are the kind that pull apart. They're chained. She has to like wiggle in there. She actually works to get back in. And then Art appears outside. And we're inside looking at her come in. And then he's outside dragging her back out.
Well, he's trying to.
Right. And I'm thinking, why did she just run to her car? This would have all been so much easier. Anyway, Art, not to be undone or bested, pulls out a little horn and starts honking it at her.
Yeah.
And then he's gone. She goes up to the door for a look, and he's not out there. Then Art bursts through the door in a truck. He gets out and he's listening to jazz, and I mean hard jazz.
Yeah.
And he is fully into it. Mm-hmm. Vicky is on the ground, all kinds of fucked up. And then we hear sirens outside. The cops come in. Art is eating the flesh off of her face.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then you just see him chowing.
Like little Slurpee snacks.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like the fruit roll up. It's just like, Art pulls his gun, turns, and puts it in his mouth. Boom. He's dead. One of the cops goes to Vicky and says, oh my God, she's still alive. So we cut to a morgue. Bodies are being brought in body bags. One of them is Art. The coroner opens the janitor's bag first, and we see his face all crushed in. We didn't get to see it.
Right.
Like in full pause,
Right.
But we get, it's a mess. And then he goes to Art's bag. He opens it up. Art's face is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's not like the Art crazy smile. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. Folks, I would be surprised if when you snap to his face, you don't just go, oh my God. Then all of a sudden, the lights start to flash. Phones ring, radio blares, and then it all stops. Art, of course, pops up, grabs the coroner by the throat, and then from outside the room, we hear a thud. And then we see a super on the screen as we fade out. We fade back in, and as we do, it says 1 year later. We see that Vicky is being discharged from a hospital, but we only see her from behind.
Right.
Right? She's been there for this whole time. They turn her around, and she's the victim in the beginning of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman, as she's being wheeled out, says, I think it's the nurse, says, good luck with your interview tomorrow. Credits.
That is Terrifier.
Yes. Now, let's talk about this thing. I think the primary thing to talk about this film is Art the Clown.
Yes.
There are a lot of lessons here to touch on. But this is another example of taking what is decidedly can decidedly be presented as a tired genre.
Right.
Right. With the constant wave of mediocre hooks in horror. Right. It's just like same, like all the paranormal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody's done anything to make me go, ooh. I want to dive into that.
Right.
Okay. And, when we first saw this years ago, it just, it's like, it's a clown. We got to see it because we love the clown stuff. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going to come up? And we didn't have really any high expectations. It was just, look, we want to watch a gory movie tonight. This looks like this might be it.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, did it deliver in that. But yeah, Art the Clown is wonderful. He has a personality that is totally opposite of, this murdering force.
Yes. Yes. Woof.
And he brings so much fun to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's odd, but I mean, it's a movie, he brings fun to the horror. And I love that. And it's not a comedy,
Right. Well, I have a little surprise for you.
Oh, do you?
I do. Some news.
Oh, give me
on
some
Art
news.
the Clown.
Yeah.
Terrifier 2.
Yes.
Will be bigger, bloodier, and over 2 hours long.
Oh, my goodness.
And it is primed. I mean, it was postponed due to the pandemic.
Right.
But there was a crowdfunding campaign to raise money for it.
Yes.
Which raised over double the budget that they got on Indiegogo for Terrifier.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yeah, further piece of news for you.
Give me some stuff.
Listen with your ear holes real good.
I am.
There's going to be an art figure.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Oh, go ahead.
Well, the movie's primed to come out on Halloween. I don't know when the action figure will be out. But hopefully soonish.
I gotta tell you, I'm not a horror figure collector.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are people out there who just go ape shit. I mean, we and that's fine. We collect figures just randomly and infrequently.
Mm-hmm.
Folks who follow our Twitter.
Yeah, we're like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah, I've posted some pictures of various groupings of figures that we have, here and there, like the ones we moved out to the living room and filled up the bookshelf with. But I would love to have that. And now that just makes my heart a little heavier because I haven't had no success in trying to get anybody to get back to me on a burlap figure.
Oh,
right? The only existing burlap figure is the one that David's wife, Lorraine, made.
Right.
Right. She paid someone to stitch little things and do all this like on a Ken doll, and it does look like the, burlap.
Mm-hmm.
I think people would go nuts over that figure.
Yeah.
So if anybody is listening who works for or has contacts in like Nika or any of these other places, tell them to contact this podcast because we have a fucking crazy wild figure that would
that would be awesome,
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been reaching out to him, and I've gotten nothing but fucking wind in response.
Sad news. The art figure is out. Actually, it's $130. But
it is out.
Yeah.
Well, is it on Amazon?
It's on Trick or Treat Studios, which is the place that made it.
I only say that because as we're recording this, folks, it's Prime Day. But we both already used our little certificates.
That's okay. We can look after we're done recording.
Yes, we will. Oh, might be an art figure here soon. So anyway, Art the Clown. Let's get back to him. Has it on both ends. Can be entertaining.
Yeah.
Almost disarmingly entertaining.
Well, that's the thing. I'm uncomfortable with how much I like him.
Right? That's the same with Burlap. I was and Teddy Bogle, the killer there.
Mm-hmm. It makes me uncomfortable that I just like him so much, but he's what makes the movie.
Yeah.
That's what makes a fantastic horror movie. All of my favorite horror movies have an iconic, beautiful, wonderful killer.
Right. I don't think iconic. I mean, they are, but I don't think iconic necessarily makes it good. Because like Michael Myers.
Sure.
Okay. Iconic. I mean, probably one of the oldest, longest running horror figures, action figures. But I don't relate to him. He's just creepy. I like that, I like the dude. Burlap, the way Ben used his shoulders and his body movements, another completely silent killer.
Yeah.
Right. You can relate. Like we both were thinking, he's just fed up with these fucking kids interrupting his shit, Yeah. And you could just see it. Like, he looks like Art obviously has more facial, representation.
I mean, he does work with his body a lot, but 50% is in his face.
Yeah. And because if it's showing, use it. When you have a burlap mask on, it's all body. Mm-hmm. But there's something about these kinds of, that's the look.
Yeah.
There's something about these kinds of characters, the killers in these horror films. It's a huge plus when you can relate to them at like a human level, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, I get it. I get why he looks pissed off. I get his frustration. I get how what he's going through. And it's like, see, even these crazy killers can just have a bad day where shit just doesn't work out,
Well, yeah. I mean, I think what really works is making you relate a little bit to them.
Yeah. It's these little things that just, you're almost pulling for them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
You want this to be Art's movie. No offense to the actor, but fuck Vicky.
Well, when Art shot himself in the head, I was like, oh.
Right? That's a terrible end to an otherwise fantastic, line of whatever you're doing.
What does that say about us? Are we weird that
we're horror fans?
I guess.
I mean, above everything, we love movies of every kind. We love stories of every kind, and everything has. But we are horror fans. We watch the bad horror movies, the good horror movies, the cheesy horror movies, and they're all satisfying.
Right.
That's just the way it is. I mean, it's not a horror podcast. But we have done more horror movies because that's just, especially for indie, because we like indie and B movies. Mm-hmm. Those are the best. That's where the juice comes, right?
So yeah, here's another lesson from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Something they do pretty consistently in this movie, and it's weird, but they're balking conventions as far as horror movies go.
Yes.
There are a number of conventions that are in horror films that if you are a fan, right? The formula for a jump scare. It's fake out, fake out, fake out, boom.
Yep.
Right?
1, 2, 3, smack.
Yeah. They don't do that in here.
Everybody's got their tits out. Everybody's fucking somebody except the one who's in like a cardigan sweater.
Right.
You wrapped with a blanket.
Kill the final girl halfway through.
And she's the one who's going to live through the whole thing. That's the convention, right? And we were all for Tara being the last one standing.
And you like her as a character. She's plucky. She's sensible.
Yeah. And she's got an idiot friend who's, not helping.
Right. Everyone's got an idiot friend. But, I mean, come on.
And she's so much the last girl standing.
She very much is.
She won't go piss in an alley.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If she would just have pissed in an alley,
she might have lived.
Yeah, this whole presentation may have been avoided.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, Art still would have come up to the car.
He did. He got there before Vicky got there.
Yeah.
But, maybe.
Still might have been different. Maybe he'd have thought, there's two of them. I'm not going to mess with this. But janitor guy. Now, there's somebody I can work with.
That's the thing that he does pretty consistently in this movie. He goes one by one.
Yes.
He doesn't, attack in groups.
Right. I think that's what ended it for Tara so brutally. Right. It's just like, he's like, you know what? I'm done. You have given me nothing but grief. Right. Yeah. I did your friend. Now I'm going to do you. But nope. Now you're going to get, bam, 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 quick.
Right.
Let's get rid of you because somebody else has shown up.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a new person in the mix.
There's a new toy in the box.
Yes. Yeah. So he doesn't he goes into situations that he knows that he can win. We touched on it earlier. They, don't go for the easy point of articulation,
right.
wounds.
Right.
The hand, the stabbing the face, the bullet in the cheek, which was really interesting. I like just visually, you're expecting to see the head, the center of the forehead, which is where it always is.
Yeah.
Or like slightly off center.
Yeah. Well, the second time.
But in the cheek.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and none of these are all this. That's the other thing. So like with Friday the 13th, right? So Mr. Voorhees kills everyone a different way, but it's the same.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. There's a sameness to it. Art doesn't have the same guy who killed these people. You would never make that connection.
No, Art is a creature of whim and whimsy.
And brutal whimsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very brutal. Brutal whimsy. I like that. That should be a shirt. Brutal whimsy.
All right, let me write it down.
Well, and I really like that. But the other thing that I also liked about this was that they were not at all concerned with caring about the function of this building, right? They specifically designed this whole building to be just a straight up horror movie kill fest.
Right.
Almost like a haunted house.
Right. Well, that's the thing. This was a location shot, shoot. And I know these old buildings have these weird layouts, right? I don't know if there was like multiple locations, but I would buy, in a second that this was one place. Like we got a fucking garage, mechanic area in the back over here. We've got these weird, like old office-y type things. In fact, the hospital scene at the end, I know it was shot in that same building.
Oh yeah.
It was the same hallways.
Yeah.
Right. And there wasn't, and not to be, picking at it, but when you look at it, I know nobody involved in this film is going to think that anybody watching it would for a second buy that they're in a hospital hallway, even an old hospital, right? There's a look to them. This was just somewhere else in the building. And that's cool. That's fine.
Well, I mean, for me, it would take some convincing if someone wanted to convince me that this all was one building that was functional for some reason or another. I'd be like, okay. Yeah, if you're building a fun house for like a thematic haunted house at Halloween that you're going to charge people to come in and scare the piss out of them as they walk through it, sure, I'll buy that. But it didn't bother me.
It could have been functional at one time. That's the thing. I mean, these old buildings in like New York and LA and stuff, all these old buildings, even Chicago, they had these old buildings that were just, there's no rhyme or reason to all the shit that's in there. That was like, quote, an office building. You could have an accountant on the third floor in one room. And then you've got like some clothing designer on the fourth floor, and he's got like half the floor gutted so he can do all of his, design stuff and fabric and machines and shit everywhere. And then you got some random mechanic shop.
But principally, my point is like, I don't care.
Well, yeah, that's just it. All of this, even without having to like thread it together in that, oh yeah, I guess there were places. You just don't care. Because every one of these things, like we said, hits that location trope, right? And you don't care. You just don't care. You're just like, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Because, things are going. And it's just like, art's on the move. I don't care where he is. I don't care why he is there. It's just going to happen.
There are also these moments that kind of like, fuck with the mold a little bit, where Art, we're in the middle of a kind of like cat and mouse scene, right? Whether it's with Tara or the sister, where that Art knows exactly where they are because he stares directly at them for a long period of time. And then he walks away because he's playing the game.
Yeah.
Right? He's playing the horror movie game. It's almost meta, like he knows he's in a horror movie and he'll catch up eventually.
Yeah. Made me snort. He'll catch up. He'll catch up eventually. I love it.
Well, like he's kind of self-aware.
You know, it's fun. It is. It is. Yeah. It's almost like a veiled fourth wall break.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, he doesn't actually look at the camera like, you know, like he's looking at the audience or interacting like that. But yeah, it is. I love that. Eventually he'll catch up.
He knows.
Oh man. Super simple story. I mean, it's the bare minimum horror script.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just guy
present some victims and boom. And like the second janitor guy, his name's Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I know because he tries calling the other janitor and he says, "This is Mike." And I thought, well, that's, you know, pretty decent of you to introduce yourself to me because.
I actually thought he was calling the other guy Mike.
Oh, maybe the other guy was Mike.
Yeah,
so I didn't get this guy's name.
Was Mike.
Oh, you're right. Oh well, you know what? I don't fucking care because they weren't even janitors. So we could call them pancakes from this point on. It doesn't matter. And there's nothing wrong with these simple things. And this is the stuff we're talking about. We didn't get this whole big Art the Clown backstory. We didn't get
backstory on any of our characters.
No, they're just, you know, Tara and Dawn or Dee. They're friends and they're young women and it's Halloween. They're going to a party. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. Right.
Yeah, and her friend's studying for a test. She's got a shit roommate. She wants to get out.
Her sister.
Yeah. Her sister. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, it's that stereotypical thing. You know, she's studying and in comes the roommate who's just going to get it on whether you're staying there or not.
But these are all situations that anybody inherently recognizes, you know.
Right. And that's what makes them, you know, that's what makes them work.
Mm-hmm.
But with that very simple foundation, they have, like you said, they've turned shit on its head. They've gone against it. Man, all right, she's the one who's going to make it. Oops, I guess not. Fuck, right? We got 45 minutes left. What the fuck is going to unfold here? Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest lesson here. In any genre, it's okay to take the pillars, like the three pillars that make that genre, you know, a foundation film for what it's going to be, and then fuck with shit in between it.
Yeah.
Right. This hit all the beats. Right. We've got the weird introduction. We've got the killing. We've got the tables are turning on him, maybe, and then he comes back, and then we have the finale. Right.
Yeah. We also have the, you know, balking again, the final girl trope where, you know, Vicky is the final girl, technically, right? Yeah. She's the one who lives, but they explore very briefly in the beginning what happened to Vicky because of all of this.
Yeah.
We don't ever get to see that.
What we didn't mention was Vicky tearing at the reporter, the interviewer, laughing.
Oh, that's right. She was.
I was just going back to that. I don't think we said that.
She was laughing maniacally.
Yeah. So she's fucked up.
She's insane.
And that, let's talk about that. So we start with this interview and the victim murders this person. We don't have a super and we don't have a time. Nothing tells us that when we cut to Tara and Dee that we have gone back in time.
Right.
And it's interesting that, you know, the way this was cut is so good. We know the foot that kicked the TV was Art.
Yes.
And then we see him getting ready. And you think he saw this and he's getting ready to get out there and
do it again.
No,
yeah.
We've gone back. I think that was beautifully done. And it didn't fuck me up at all. In fact, at the end, when they turned her around, that was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the only thing that hit me was, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So turn stuff on its head.
Yeah.
You know, take a different approach. I think it's a smart thing to do, keeping the foundations.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, because we've seen some that have turned the foundations on their heads, right? And they have not been great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every story, script, everything that has a hero, there has to be some sort of the hero's journey. Maybe not all of it.
Right.
Right. Or a condensed version of it. But the hero's journey has been around since Plato. And there's a reason for that. When you cut that out, you just have an uninteresting character wandering around, wasting everybody's time on screen.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of how it feels in a lot of things. So I say, know the foundations, plant those suckers right there, and or the pillars, right? Build that foundation, and then build whatever crazy fucking house you want on top of that foundation.
I think so. I mean, a good foundational book for that kind of story is The Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of that book, listeners who are in this, I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't read it, I mean, give it a read.
Right. Yeah. If you're in the creation aspect of film as the director or even a producer, because, producer has input on everything. I mean, you're typically the one putting in some money, an actor or a writer. Yeah. It's a good book to read because it gives you a perspective on how to tackle things, and see it.
And how the story has been told throughout history over and over and over again.
Yeah. And I think it would make it easier to identify where you can do you in there without jacking with this, supporting thread of like the hero's journey or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, I think absolutely, while it's awesome to, bulk, foundations and tropes and, what is expected, in order to do that, you have to know what all of those things are.
You do.
And so, I'm all about furthering education as you go along in life. Like, I recently have been listening to a lot of film history and film theory books and, stuff like that. Just kind of furthering my own knowledge into the history of stuff. And,
right.
I think I'm fairly knowledgeable about film history. I've learned a lot.
Well, I think anyone can. I think even someone who has a PhD in film history could pick up a book and learn more. I don't think anyone, we've talked about that. Anyone who reaches the point where they think they're done learning, you're done in your career.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn. But, and I have, not a lot of people, the number of, I've mentioned this before, the number of people we talk to in the industry who don't know the movies that I bring up from the 30s and 40s concerns me. It really does. It's like, how do you, or we've talked about, we've seen people on social media rip apart a movie. Oh, this movie ripped off so-and-so. No, the movie you're talking about fucking ripped off 1922. This fucking gem right here, right? Get it right, Skippy. Again, know what the fuck it is you're doing. If you're in film, you've got to know. If you're a horror slanting person, you have to know your horror history. You have to know names, who played the original Phantom of the Opera. Please don't fucking tell me it's Gerard Butler, because I will literally smack you in the back of the head with a happy slap. Good God. But anyway, knowing all that stuff, knowing the foundations, knowing more than you do right now is going to help you, because we've seen what happens when they don't. People who ignore the foundation or the pillars. I keep saying foundations, the pillars, because of the pillars of the story, right?
Sure.
Those are the things we stick to. People who ignore these pillars end up making art films.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Andy Warhol and his fucking, masterpiece of a man. He filmed a man sleeping for hours and hours and hours. And I don't mean just like cut it together. I mean, showed it in his place for hours and hours, like 13 fucking hours of, this guy sleeping and then just random shit in other films. You trying to lower that again?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, good.
Lower what? What are you talking about? My laptop cover? I don't know. Maybe.
Hurts me every time. Anyway, art films have their place, but I don't want to see an art film when I want to see a horror film. And I think that is where we have found the most disappointments in things that we've watched.
Yeah.
Is it's because there's nothing to grab onto. There's no pillars, right? We don't have, and there doesn't have to be a last person standing.
I mean, there's got to be a point to your experimentation, I guess, in a film.
Yeah. But it's like fishing. Okay. You want to do things your way. Well, there's certain things involved, right? Certain fish like certain things. So if you're like, I'm just going to take bread because, fuck everybody, put it on the end of my line and throw it out.
You're going to catch a duck.
There's not a lot of shit you're going to catch with bread, right? There isn't.
It's just ducks.
Yeah. You can catch like itty bitty things. It's just like the movement of it. You don't like pack it on there. You leave a little bit. And it's just like a lure. It's the cheap man's lure. Sure. I did that when I was like 8 and I tried fishing. Like, well, I don't have any money for all this stuff. I had one of those little cane poles that you piece together with a shit reel. That's why I hate fishing so fucking much. One, because it's boring. It's like all the work to go into it. Like, this isn't it. This isn't what I do for fun. This is what I do for food.
Sure.
Not fun. And around here, you don't want to eat anything that you catch. But anyway.
We had a lot of pollution.
Yeah. Buck convention.
Yeah.
That is cool. And here's the thing, folks. This is why we do indie films and B movies. You are not going to find this ever, ever, ever in A-level films. A-level horror films, A-level films of any kind. They're not going to take that chance. There's millions and millions of dollars at stake. They want a tried and true system.
Oh, yeah. The studios are all about how do we make money.
Right.
And which is why we love indie film, because it's how do we make art.
Yeah. And I mean, not that indie filmmakers don't want to make money.
Well.
Right. But that's the whole thing. Like when we talked with Jeff and Cliff and Marty, and Eric, they all chimed in, that's the most beautiful thing, not having a fucking studio hanging over you.
That's what all of our indie friends say.
Every single one. And that's the primary reason, people do indie film. Because it's like, I just want to make my movie. I don't want to give shit away. I don't want to let someone else do it and do what they want with it. I want to do this or be involved in getting it done. Mm-hmm. Right. We're not directors and producers. We write, but
we want to be part of it.
Yeah. Upcoming projects might not be running the whole show, but we're going to be in it, doing our part, but yeah, that's why. That's what makes us all so beautiful. So listeners, if you are not involved in the creative realm and you listen to us, I know there's a couple we've heard from.
Yeah, and that's fine.
They just like, they find this entertaining, which is, I hope so. And thank you for listening and saying so.
That's one of the things Miles at the Disc Dump said when we were on his podcast. A little shout out to Miles at the Disc Dump.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to his podcast. We were on it fairly recently.
By the time this comes out,
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
If you haven't caught it, go find the Just Dump podcast, go through his episodes.
Yeah.
And find the one Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's the latest one we've done.
Mm-hmm.
We also did Gentlemen Broncos with him.
Yeah. And he's got a couple new podcasts coming out, a D&D actual play podcast, a horror movie review podcast, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, what he said to us very kindly, this is where I was getting on his podcast, is that he likes listening to ours because he learns stuff that, is just generally interesting. He doesn't want to go make films and stuff, but
he's just a really cool guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to Miles and, Disc Dump podcast. But anyway, that's the whole thing. Everyone wants to make money. Because we got to eat, but also
we do like eating, living in places with roofs.
Yeah, and we can't not write. I mean, there are things that keep us from writing as much as we want to, right? But we can't not do it.
No,
can't not do it. There have been plenty of periods in each of our lives where so much is going on. You just can't. But you know what? Could find 5 minutes a month just to know that I got some words on paper. You've seen my old notebooks and shit and random typed pages even when I was younger.
And it's been a while since we've had like one of our long marathon writing sessions.
It has.
And I'm really itchy.
I know, but we got this new thing that we're doing. Mm-hmm. A lot of research that's going to take away from the writing, but we have some writing tasks we need to do. It's not as sexy as starting from page 1, fade in.
I know.
Pounding through. Let's get, 50 fucking pages done tonight.
That's fair. That is the sexiest part of writing.
It is. But then there's the maintenance and the job side, yes. But that's still satisfying.
Yeah, it is.
It's not as gratifying, but it fills the void. Mm-hmm. Got to be done. I think everything else about this film, music was good.
Effects.
Primo notch. We can't close this.
Primo effects.
Yeah, we can't close this out without, and that's I think understating it even. These were super good, and because there was money.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line too. Got to show that your projects can do something to get some cash, or you got to get a lot of cash and do really good, so next time you can get more cash.
Yeah. Well, here's another lesson. I mean, we've talked about effects before. I just think, these effects are just a really wonderful example. Check them out because they're great. But this movie, and we brought it up briefly, was crowdfunded. And we've done other movies that have been crowdfunded. Mm-hmm. But if you want to know how to crowdfund a movie, find a successful movie that was crowdfunded and check out their page and see what they did in order to get that crowdfunding. That's how you have a successful crowdfunding campaign. Mm-hmm. You don't just read the how to do a Kickstarter or how to do an Indiegogo. You go and you look at successful campaigns and you see what they did.
Right.
And you do, your equivalent of that.
Right. And when we talk to Cliff and Eric and mm-hmm. Marty and stuff, that was one of their biggest things was they had to get help to figure out what to do what to offer folks.
Yeah.
These tiers and things. What do you offer and stuff? That's a whole separate business. There are people who are creating a new type of career
in creating crowdfunding campaigns.
Yeah. Or consulting even, mm-hmm. right? Helping people with their crowdfunding campaigns because it is hard. It is hard.
It is really hard.
It's like a pitch. Really, your crowdfunding campaign is a pitch to people to get them to give you money. Just like when we pitch producers and studios, give us money to do this or, take this and throw money at it. Mm-hmm. If the pitch isn't I don't want to say rock solid. If the pitch isn't toned correctly towards your audience, it's not going to do well. And in crowdfunding, you've got a wide audience.
Well, and you also have to know how to put it out there, where to put it out there, who mm-hmm. to put it out there to. There's a whole thing.
Right. And if you're doing a horror film, obviously horror fans, mm-hmm. see, but crowdfunding, you're everyone across the board. You have to be able to appeal to the wide market, not just your horror fan, because mm-hmm. no movie genre's base has ever fully funded a film.
Right.
It's the whole, many hands from many places. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff out there on how to do it. There's a lot of stuff out there, and there's people out there who are emerging. Don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, if you're serious and you need $400,000 for your project, the way you see it in your head, and you've talked to some people about budgeting and stuff, you know what? Spend $1,000 to have this person give you, an outline.
Yeah.
Offer these things at these tiers and do this, this, and this. Boom. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I think that is a good number of lessons. There are more probably, but.
There are. But I think those are the chief ones.
Yeah.
And watch it and you'll pick up on other stuff.
Yeah.
Creatives. This was rock solid, man. This was pure entertainment. This is what we're all going for. So, all right. When you're not watching Terrifier, you can watch our very static webpage on our website at
www.lordsofmisrollproductions.com. That was such a weird lead-in.
Right? It doesn't do anything but sit there, but you can watch it. And while you're watching it, read it.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to go for, we're putting stuff up on YouTube now. Maybe check that out. Nope. I mean, it's our episodes, but
yeah,
we're on YouTube again.
That's not at all where I was going.
Hey, anyway.
Just the website.
On our website, you can find past episodes of this podcast, our blog, links to our social media pages, links to other podcast platforms that you can download us on. Mm-hmm. Our merch store.
Hey. Yeah. Get some Bravo for the B-side merchandise. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, bags, water bottles. I mean, you know what? Even though we're not going to be using masks, hopefully anymore, or very often, maybe pick yourself up one of those sweet, sweet masks just to have.
I just knocked on wood.
Yeah.
So thanks for cursing us.
Hey, don't put it on me.
That is one way that you can support this podcast.
Yes.
Going to our merch store. Another way you can support this podcast is by going to our Patreon page, which is also linked on our website. It is just Bravo for the B-side on Patreon. Patreons get access to episodes early. Mm-hmm. I believe there's a bonus episode on there now.
By the time this comes out, there will be a bonus episode on there. We had an interview that went really long. It was great, but can't afford to put 3+ hour shows up.
We're already a long show as it is.
Yeah. Well, and it goes past our
data.
We have a pretty good limit.
I know.
Yeah.
But we use it.
Yeah.
If you got it, use it. Yeah. So patrons will have access to that bonus episode, the second part of our interview with the Failure Boys Productions.
Yes.
Also, check out our social media pages. We follow cool people and they follow us. And it's just other creatives and other podcasts and filmmakers and a bunch of really cool people. Mm-hmm. You should go check them out.
Yeah. Expand your horizons. You never know. You might make a connection.
And then also...
More?
Give us a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to.
Oh, yeah.
It really helps us out. That is yet another way that you can support the show is to leave us a rating and review on your podcast platform of choice. Podcasts kind of live and die by those ratings and reviews.
Yeah, in terms of being able to come up in engines and stuff. And I'm not going to single anybody out, but basically every podcast platform uses the same kind of fucking algorithm.
It's a popularity contest, essentially.
It's like any one of them you go on, like, what are the top 100 shows? And they're all from fucking celebrities and people who, it's like, what? You make $250 million a year because you're in movies all over the fucking place, dude. Can you get off the podcast circuit and let the rest of us try and get out there? I mean, Jesus Christ. And I hate to say it, but a lot of these are awful. But they've got the money, they've got people behind them. They get out there and, platforms are like, well, hell yeah. And I get it. It's a business, but still. Listen to the little people.
Well, I mean, just a rating and review really helps us out, and we'd be so appreciative.
Yep. Also on the website, email links to reach out to us, either about the podcast or just random stuff. Let us know what you're working on. It's how we find some marvelous gems and things, because the sea of indie film and B movies is too deep and too vast for us to navigate and touch base on everything.
I will say, if you have thought about emailing us before and you are like, oh, what if they don't talk to me, or, I'm my thing isn't big enough to be on the show. Like, please don't think that way. We welcome anyone who emails us about any project, big or small, even if it's a short and you want us to watch it and just, let you know.
Maybe especially if it's a short too, because we've been wanting to do another short retrospective.
Yeah. A short special.
Yeah. One thing I will say, we're welcome. We're open to seeing anything and talking to you about it, but for it to be on the show, it has to be finished.
Yes.
We did have one that was sent to us that was not finished and not released, and no plan on it being released.
Yeah, we need to be able to tell people that they can go and watch it, or like that they'll be able to eventually go and watch it, on a date. It does have to be a finished project.
Well, yeah, it needs to be finished because we're going to talk about how unfinished it is. I mean, this one was, it was just a mess. Other than that, we want to know what's going on. And well, if you're working on a movie, maybe we'll have you on and talk about the experience.
Yeah.
Right. So we've done, I don't know how many interviews before this, by the time we're done with.
And if you have like recording. A weird niche job in the filmmaking industry, that also is something really interesting that we would like to hear about.
Oh, absolutely. We say this is for creatives, but anybody who works in the film industry is contributing to the creative process.
Absolutely.
So if you're someone who strung lights, right? Like Kyle Hester.
Yeah.
Right? He worked as a gaffer and, set builder and everything. Didn't act in those, jobs, but helped get that film made.
Yeah.
It's all part of the process. So yeah, this is for everybody, man. Everybody, right? And then you might have some valuable lessons for somebody else who's doing what you do. That's kind of what it's about. So check everything out. Leave us some stars. Leave us some words. That would be great on ratings and reviews. Follow people. Check out what's going on. More importantly, folks, keep creating.
Absolutely.
Keep at whatever it is that you're doing. If you're pushing to get to the end, you'll get to the end. If you're just starting out, knock it out. Knock it out of the park.
And hey, we're here for you.
Yeah.
We've got your back.
Yeah. I think we've accumulated a fair amount of experience in situations where we could certainly have discussions with folks on what do you do, especially in the writing process. Yeah. Because that's what we do. So, yeah, we've got some tales.
And keep positive. It's been a shit year. It's been a real stinker of a year.
Yeah.
But things are looking up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Make it happen, people.
Yeah. Do your thing.
All right. Well, until next week then. It's always next week. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm waiting.
Oh my God. Until next week, folks. This is Jim.
And this is your favorite half of a podcast host, Danny.
Keep creating. Oh my God. We'll talk to you then.
Bye.